Angle Angle Podcast, take 1000. Thanks for joining me, Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram, here to talk about a little lie that we tell ourselves and our children that I would say I think needs to stop. I'm not talking about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, love conquers all, money doesn't matter. I'm talking about the idea that sticks and stones may break my bones, but that words will never hurt me is accurate when we all know it is a load of crap. Nothing hurts a person more than a well-crafted shot at their self-esteem, their ego, whatever else. I know this because in my 20 plus years of covering pro sports and some of the biggest, baddest, most fearless athletes on any court, any sheet of ice, any field of play, they can come back from a broken arm, a torn hamstring, a blown out ACL. They have a really hard time coming back from a well-crafted shot because they're human. Which is why it absolutely floored me when I saw that Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback in the history of football, agreed to be the subject of a Netflix comedy roast special on Sunday night in Los Angeles. Because these guys can't take it. Unless it's from maybe a peer. The late Bob Knight could have written a book about his ability not to be able to take it. So when Brady sat there in the big chair on Sunday, I thought, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. Tiger Woods would never have done it. Michael Jordan certainly wouldn't have done it. Just ask Charles Barkley. Not many of these guys can do it, but Brady did. But however, in his ability to sit there and take it for 3 hours from comics savagely going after him, he did commit a cardinal sin of roasting. A sin that I only learned about because I was fortunate enough to get to know a little bit comic Artie Lange. Now you might remember Artie Lange when he was back in the day as the sidekick to Howard Stern, when Stern's popularity was at its peak. Artie Lange is a really talented comedian, a really, really funny guy, and he participated in some of the Comedy Central roasts back in the day, including the one specifically with William Shatner. Artie Lange told this story, that backstage before the show, the event organizer came up to the comics who were going to deliver sets that night with Shatner in the big chair. And this event organizer said, hey, listen, guys, you can do whatever you want, go wherever you want to go, but you can't talk about the death of Shatner's wife. Well, Artie Lange told the story that he didn't even know Shatner's first wife had died. And apparently the circumstances behind that death were tragic, to say the least. And Shatner told the event organizers, listen, they can do whatever they want. Just I don't want any jokes about that, which is fair. That's fair. So Lange tells a story. All these comics start scrambling and changing their sets and taking out material about what Shatner had just said, take it out. So Brady, early on, sits there and is taking it from the host, Kevin Hart, who starts immediately going places that lets you know this is going to be over the line consistently, which is standard operating procedure now for these roasts. So the second guy gets up there, and that's comedian Jeff Ross. And Jeff Ross has made a living out of roasting people. He's great at it. And somewhere in his set, he goes to the one place, he goes to the equivalent of William Shatner's first wife dying. Jeff Ross committed the sin of making fun of New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft. And specifically the time when Robert was at a massage parlor in Florida and apparently took a little too far. Well, apparently, according to Tom's actions and behaviors, that joke from Jeff Ross was a little too far. So he goes up there and he tells Ross, knock it off. Sorry, Tom, you don't get to dictate the rules after the show starts. Now, you should give all the credit, you should get all the credit in the world for sitting there taking it for 3 hours. But once the show starts, you agreed to the rules. And if Robert Kraft was in bounds, then you got to deal with it because you said it was going to be okay. He was sitting right there. The guy's in his 70s. He's made more money than anybody could ever count. I think he's going to be okay. But here's the hard part. Tom Brady decided, you know what? I don't want any jokes. I can't take any jokes. about Robert Kraft. Jokes about the mother of my children? Have at it.